Joining me now, Rhode Island's Director of Veterans Affairs, Kasim Yarn. Director, thanks for joining us once again on the program. You've been at this for a while now, and of course, we're coming to you a few days after Veterans Day, a big day for you and the work that you do. Just recap for us, what you did on the state level and what kind of things the state is trying to do to honor its veterans.
Well, thanks for having me back once again. Our Veterans Day, our Veterans Weeks, if you will, starts November the 1st for our Salute the Veterans Water Fire. Special thank you to the Water Fire Committee with Barnaby Evans and his team to set the right tone as we enter into Veterans Day. That's the day where we do process throughout the city with our veterans torchbearers. We honor our Gold Star family members. This year we had the 250th Marine Corps birthday celebration, so Simplify Marines. And it sets the right tone to honor those that have served before us, continue to serve in our future generation as well.
We often think of the federal government as providing a lot of services for veterans. The VA is what comes
Absolutely.
to mind for most people. So let me just ask you first, now that the government shutdown is over, but did you hear or were there any issues in terms of veteran services that you were aware of? Or?
So from the healthcare perspective, system perspective, absolutely not. They are to continue to be the #1 service provider and across the nation. We have one of the best healthcare systems under the leadership of Director Connell in Providence, Rhode Island at Chalkstone. And that's a testament to the leadership. In terms of the benefit navigation, the ability for VA claims, if you will, we did see an uptick on that. And our team was poised and to serve our veterans and connect them with services through our Unite Us platform.
And again, the state does have a role, and you were just talking to me about some important forms that veterans have to fill out and how the state is trying to modify that, update
Absolutely.
it, and make it easier. Just walk us through that and how, for some of us who weren't in the military and don't know kind of the lingo, walk us through what these important steps are that our veterans need to take.
So we call it DD 214 or NGB 22. This is a document that when you transition out of service, it tells you your character of service, the time you served, any type of campaigns you participated in, any awards you achieved, any major certifications that you achieved is on this document. And over the years, we've seen a growing need for our veterans and family members to get access to these documents. So through the great work of the General Assembly, funding the program to digitize all of our DD-14. So as of October the 1st, we went live, and so anytime a veteran or family member calls our office, we can readily connect them with DD-214 data and get it into their hands in the most expeditious manner.
One of the things that comes to my mind, just in covering you and Rhode Island Veterans Affairs over the years, is the Veterans Home in Bristol. And years ago, it probably didn't have the best reputation. I think we did some stories that weren't so great. Just update us on how things are going there, the accommodations, and how our veterans are being treated there.
We have arguably one of the best veterans homes across America. Future veterans homes are being built based on this model. I would argue with any challenges gives an opportunity to engage in the seat on behalf of the taxpayer, but also to send the right message that our veterans home is a staple. It should be a staple of who we are as a society. We have our approval ratings. Congratulations to the team there. They just passed their annual VA survey. That is a tremendous undertaking. We know that they also have to get annually inspected by our Department of Health as well, and they passed that with flying colors in that space. We have some challenges around our hiring of CNAs, but we have an aggressive approach to that. We have to support our Department of Labor training team with Director Weldon and his team. Our HR department is supportive, and of course the governor is giving us all hands on deck approach to increasing the occupancy at our veterans home.
And I was going to say, you thanked a bunch of people there. Are you having any issues, or I know everybody wishes they had more funding, but are you having or seeing any issues with funding? I know there was some belt tightening as a lot of the federal pandemic money dried up.
Rightfully so. We all, across all the state agencies, we're having those same impacts as well. So I think that we're taking a realistic approach, a phase-in approach to getting us where we got to go. We know that it's going to take some time across all of our nursing industry, our assisted living facilities, to build that nursing staff team. And so we're taking that similar approach as well. Again, it takes all of us in order to move the needle. In turn, we're talking about workforce development. We have, again, a Department of Labor training team, but also to make sure we follow the proper protocols, work on our HR team, working with our union leadership. Council 94 has been tremendous in working with us in this process too. So it really is, I'm the leader of the event, but it takes all of us in order to work together to make sure we're better for our veterans.
Just in general, just tell me what you're seeing. The war in Afghanistan wound down. Obviously we think a lot of Veterans Affairs. A lot of times people in my generation were thinking of Vietnam veterans or our grandparents who were in World War II. But tell us what you're seeing in terms of the folks who are coming back from service in the Middle East and how you're able to help them. And are they seeking services? And do you have any message for them as to what they should be doing?
We are seeing a growing need for our veteran population around wellness, peer-to-peer counseling, veterans talking to veterans, getting them out into twin nature walks, talking about things and finding out ways that we can work together to advocate for each other in that space. And so what we're doing, one of my approaches is that we have to develop a strategy to where we engage our veterans where they live, work, and play, having an active voice. We launched this year, based on that research, we launched a Veterans Cafe program that we're doing a congregate setting. Special thank you to Meals on Wheels that we're offering programming around the lunch setting. When we talk around a dinner table, especially as we approach Thanksgiving, these are some conversations that we all should be having around our dinner table. What are our next wishes? Do we want to age in place? Do I want to go live at the veterans home? Or do I want to go into another facility? Do I have all my paperwork, documents in order for when that time comes to make those type of decisions? And so we take that back and say, okay, knowing this information, let's go talk to our veterans where they live. And on November the 19th, we're going to be at the East Providence Senior Center from 11 to 1. And we also have other community partners there as well, Meals on Wheels, our Department of Human Services partners, our federal partners. We've asked the city of East Providence to bring their local community providers there as well. So that way our veterans know that they're veterans, but also too, there are other services that they may be eligible for by living in the city of East Providence. And the mayor's been supportive, the city council has been supportive, and so we're looking to bring these opportunities across the state. Well,
I want to get back to, you touched on the mental health part of it, and we think about that more now. What kind of services are, and we hear about it with people who are in the military, but also in a lot of sectors of public service, whether it be police officers or firefighters. How much of the attention is on that now, and when people come back from service and trying to, that is potentially more than any physical obstacle, that is the biggest thing, and what is out there for them?
Absolutely.
Because you hear that such a struggle, and then can you go back, and again, and help people who were in wars and served decades ago, from Vietnam to Korea and even World War II?
I think that, definitely one of my, as I've grown into the position, one of my definitely top 5 priorities is wellness. And taking the lessons learned from COVID-19, how it isolated us, and that we all need some form of wellness. But we know getting help looks different for all of us. And so my role is to develop a buffet-style menu of options to where our family member, resident, or veteran can utilize, be it leveraging federal resources, working across state government to better serve our constituency, but also, too, there's value added in engaging with all 39 cities and towns, and that we're, as an example of this is why we launched our Veteran Cafe program, so they can have a voice, but also to interact with our legislature, interact with the local elected officials to develop, okay, maybe it's an opportunity for us just to communicate better. We may not have to legislate something, but if we have to legislate something, well, guess what? The General Assembly members that represent that district, they're right there, right beside me, actively listening and developing strategies to when we kick off the next session here in January.
What do you tell people or family members or, again, people who didn't serve, what to look out for, how they can help somebody?
Well, I think first is always thank someone for their service. And that goes for our law enforcement and firefighters as well. But when you thank them for their service, ask them, hey, you got a copy of DD-14? Are you enrolled in the VA healthcare system? But we know why enrolling in our VA healthcare system is so critically important. 60% of our veteran suicides center around them not being enrolled in the VA healthcare system. I said to you earlier, we have one of the best healthcare systems for our veterans in our beloved Ocean State. We want all of our veterans to come back to us. And like Director Collins said, we had to know that 6% that's disenfranchised with this process will come back to us, talk to us, so we can identify resources to make it better. Make it better for you, but also to make it better for your women, sister, brothers that are coming back, transitioning back to our communities.
Right, you talked about honoring veterans. Again, we're talking about Veterans Day, so it's front and center, but for a lot of people, this is obviously every day of the year.
Absolutely.
And again, on honoring the veterans, you work on the Invisible Wounds of War Memorial. Tell us about that, where it's at, what it's about.
So this is one of those lines too about making a priority about our wellness needs. Every year around October time frame for our Gold Star family members, they say, hey, we don't feel as though we are in the same category as our Gold Star family members because they died, succumbed to suicide, PTSD, what have you. And so me as director, I have taken that to heart in developing a memorial for them. So I reached out to see what other state directors are doing in this space. And the state of Illinois, God bless them for their credit for them, they established an Invisible Wounds of War Memorial. It is designed to honor those that we have lost the border war battle to PTSD, to suicide. And it sends the right message. It gives everyone a voice that's in this space to not shy from it, but we have to remove those silos. If we don't take an active approach in all our lives to say, hey, in some capacity, we all can be vulnerable. And we lose some in that regard too as well. So I think it's part of my civic duty is not only to educate, but to advocate for, but also to live those words. If I'm asking a veteran, a military family member, to trust me, to take that step, I gotta be willing to take those extra steps with them. And also to, like I said before, develop a bevy of options for our family members and veterans to leverage against, knowing that it requires federal, state, and local resources.
And do you feel like a lot of that is in place now? Do you feel like a lot of that is coming from the federal government, or
I think that we are supportive of our federal partners. Again, special thank you to our congressional delegation. The governor always is thankful of them as well. They are always listening, actively listening. And so this is the beauty about our state. We all are centrally located. We are one ninth the size of New York City. We have a plan. We have a way to execute this. But more importantly, I am thoroughly thankful for our federal partners. When they can't carry the water, it's up to our state to have that carry the water with them collectively. And also to talk to our community, engage with our nonprofits, our veteran service organizations like the American Legions, the VFWs, the DAVs of the world, the Disabled American Veterans of the world, our Vietnam veterans. Again, welcome home Vietnam of our veterans. And we're making progress, but it takes a multi-pronged approach strategy in order to move the needle to better serve America's heroes.
All right. I want to thank you, Rhode Island Director of Veterans Affairs, Kasim Yarn. Thank you for your time. I appreciate the important message on mental health that goes for our veterans, obviously, and just about anybody else. So I think an important message. Thank you very much.